Welcome, everyone. I am very excited about this masterclass on the 5 practices to create more abundance in your life. And we've got people from all over the world watching. And go ahead and leave in the chat, wherever you are, what you're most grateful for today, and also where you're watching this masterclass from. So, we're going to spend the next 60 to 70 minutes diving in deep on the 5 practices to really manifest abundance better in your life. And I know there's a lot of people who are struggling right now, who are feeling blocked, who are feeling emotionally, in a place of scarcity, who are feeling frustrated, who are feeling a lot of emotions that are holding them back from ultimate joy, ultimate abundance, ultimate peace and harmony. So, again, let me know where you are watching live in the world right now in the comments. We see people from all over the world. Hello, Knoxville. I see Tampa. I see Southern Oregon. I see Dallas, Nova Scotia, Canada. People from I see France. Hello. And we had over close to 25,000 people register for this live masterclass. So it tells me that there is something in the world right now where people feel stuck, where people feel stagnant, where people feel like they're not their full selves and they're not sure of what direction to go in their life. And if that's you, if you feel stuck, if you feel blocked, if you feel like you're not clear on where to go in your life right now, maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's in your career or your finances, you're struggling, maybe it's with your health, you just don't feel fully in your body, then leave a yes right now in the comments. If you feel stuck, if you feel stagnant, if you feel not clear of what direction to go in any area of your life right now, and you want more abundance in your life, type a yes right now. And we are going to blow up this chat. We've got thousands of people watching live from all over the world. And I am excited. This is the first time I've gone live in a while, a number of years. And I am excited to be here with you guys. The Greatness team and I have put together this masterclass with you. And we've had the fortune over the last 11 and a half years to interview some of the top global dominant athletes in the world, some of the top Olympians in the world, some of the top neuroscientists, doctors, billionaires, thought leaders, therapists, New York Times bestselling authors, artists, singers, musicians, and really getting inside their mind and in their heart about what helps them create abundance in their life. And we're going to walk through these 5 practices that we've found over the last 11 and a half years from the top leaders in the world on how you can simply do this today and every day moving forward. So if you're excited about this, leave a yes. We've got a lot of content to get through, and I want to make sure I get my slides going for you guys. But here's what when I asked you guys earlier, I asked each one of you in the chat to share your biggest blocks to success. And these were some of the responses that I saw. Fear of failing. Just leave in the number in a chat in the number which one resonates most with you right now. Fear of failure, procrastination, some type of limiting belief. You're overthinking, or you've got anxiety and you're not sure where to go because of too much anxiety. Relationship challenges are one of the blocks to your success. Health challenges, money challenge. You feel like you've got no energy. You feel like you're struggling every day just to get out of bed. You're exhausted. You feel like an imposter, or you just lack the motivation. Maybe you're clear on what you want, but you just lack the motivation. And these are just some of the blocks that you shared with me that I'm hearing around the world that people are struggling with right now. So we want to go over how to create these practices with yourself, but I'm assuming there's thousands of people who registered for this who have no clue who I am. And in less than 60 seconds, I want to share with you a little bit about me on how I've created abundance in many different areas in my life. Now, I am an imperfect human being. I've been flawed my whole life, and I'm going to make mistakes and be flawed the rest of my life. But I have learned how to apply the strategy of manifestation and abundance in pretty much every area of my life. Now, there's always new levels to mastering it. There's always new levels of expansion and abundance. But my dream and goal as a kid growing up was to be an All-American athlete. This is me. I played professional football in the Arena Football League in America. I was an All-American football player, and I was able to manifest that dream. I was also a 2-sport All-American in the decathlon. The Olympics are happening right now, and The decathlon was one of my favorite sports growing up to watch. And so I had a dream and a vision that I wanted to be an All-American athlete. And this was me at the national championships, qualifying and becoming an All-American. I also had a dream of continuing my sports journey after getting injured playing football. And I played with the USA handball team for almost a decade in the pursuit of representing my country and playing in the national competitions with USA handball. And it's been an amazing experience to wear USA across my chest and visualize it and go after it and create it for myself. Also in the business, in the financial space, I've been blessed where I had no clue how to make a dollar when I was 24, 25 years old. I was struggling. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this next transition in my life after sports was done for me. And I've gone on to build an 8-figure business, be on the cover of Success Magazine, Entrepreneur Magazine, many other magazines. Currently, right now, today, our podcast, The School of Greatness, is number 10 globally on all of Apple Podcast charts, number 10 podcast in the world, and number 1 podcast in health and fitness. You can see on these screenshots we just took today. So again, we've created one of the top podcasts in the world, impacting lives, being of service, helping individuals with free content to serve humanity, to improve the quality of their life. That's been a vision of mine. We've been consistent every single week. We've created content for 11 and a half years. I've written multiple books. My first book on the left here, Linked Working, was not a Shakespearean work of art. I look back on that and I think about how bad of a writer I was, how I didn't know how to do anything, how I was just fumbling my way through the process of writing my first book. But we've written multiple New York Times bestselling books since then. And the recent one, The Greatness Mindset, Unlock the Power of Your Mind. Many of you might have this. I'm going to share with you an exercise today in this book that will help you get clear on manifesting abundance in your life. We've got over 20 million followers on social media and so many other things that I'm grateful for in the business space that I've created, manifested, and attracted in my life through a set of these 5 key practices that I'm going to share with you all in a moment. In my relationships, I don't know if anyone has ever struggled in relationships like me. I think I had 20 years of heartbreak, failure, emotional roller coaster issues, stress, tears, and challenging breakups and challenging relationships. And I take full responsibility for all that because I attracted and manifested that. And it wasn't until I started to apply the lessons I'm about to share with you today, these 5 key practices, where I learned how to shift attracting stress and chaos and into attracting peace, harmony, and love. And it's been one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my life when I learned how to do this simple thing. Now, the simple thing took years of hard work, but it's a simple strategy that I want you to implement as well. So if you've struggled in relationships like I did for 20 years, and you want peace and harmony, you want to attract that love that makes you feel safe, man, it is an incredible feeling and you deserve to have it, but you've got to be willing to do the work. In fact, I got engaged recently, and I got engaged on stage at my live conference that we do every single year called the Summit of Greatness. Some of you might have been there to watch it. If you saw this live, leave a yes below. If you saw me propose live to Martha, my fiance, it was a beautiful experience. And yes, I manifested it. I manifested it and I visualized it. You know, part of the process to creating abundance in your life and manifesting abundance is visualizing. So watch this, guys. An hour before, I kid you not, an hour before, I am going through and visualizing the process. This is with my best friend and COO of the company, Matt. And I said, how am I going to do this? I'm nervous. I'm stressed out. I'm anxious. I'm not sure. What if I mess up? What if I fall? You know, what if I can't get the words out? And I was literally practicing backstage before this moment. And that's part of the process. You've got to be willing to visualize. You've got to be willing to create that dream and goal in your mind. You've got to be willing to see in your mind what you want to create for the future. And that is one of the keys to really actualizing and visualizing success. So again, if you were there, go ahead and type that in so I can see who was there, because it was a powerful moment for me. And we have a big event with Dr. Joe Dispenza, with David Goggins, with some other massive speakers that we haven't announced yet. Munima Mazzari also, happening in LA in 1 month. And I can't wait to see you there. So many people have already come to this event, but if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're not clear, that you want to manifest and create more in your life, then I want to recommend you to get a ticket or get one for you and a friend to really transform your life at summitofgreatness.com. You can check that out and learn more about it there. But before we get into these 5 practices, so that was just kind of sharing with you. If you've never heard about me before, if someone recommended you this video, this piece of content, or this masterclass, and you've never heard about me before, that's just me sharing a little bit more about my journey and how I was able to manifest these different areas in my life. And again, it hasn't been perfect. It's been hard work. It's been a challenge. There's been a lot of sad moments. There's been a lot of ups and downs. I've been broke before. I've been in debt before. I've been injured and laying on my sister's couch for 6 months before. I haven't always been the healthiest. I've been in challenging relationships. I've had hard times. Those experiences were painful, but that pain created wisdom. And when I started to integrate the wisdom, I was able to create more freedom in my life. And I want to give you these practices that will support you in not having to experience as much pain as I've experienced, but to hopefully fast track the process for yourself for manifesting abundance in your life and just having these simple principles. And I'm about to share the first principle here in a second. So we're going to have some exercises for you. So I want you to get out a piece of paper and write some of these things down for yourself so you can reflect and take action in your life today. Feel free to type in the chat as well if you want to as we're going along here. But I want this to be a working experience for you to really reflect on what's working in your life, what you want to create in your life, and what's needed from you, what's required, what's demanded from you to get to that next place in your life, the desired result of the abundance that you want. So before I jump into step 1, I want to share a story that transformed my thinking and my life. This story is something that I think about probably once every week or so when I'm faced with a challenge, or I feel like I'm blocked, or I feel like something is stuck in my life. If I'm having a tough decision, I'm not clear on where to go, I reflect back to this story. And it's from a book called U Squared. We had the author on. His name is Price Pritchett. And this book has radically changed the way I think, and it supported me in so many ways. And I just want to share the opening story for you. I'm going to read this really quickly for you, but I want you to take this in. I want you to really listen. If you only listen to one thing today and you only consume one thing today, I want you to reflect on this story. Reflect on this story and eliminate all other distractions you have. Turn off notifications, get out of every other browser and app on your phone or wherever you're listening or watching to this, and pay close attention to this story. This story could transform the trajectory of your life if you allow it. And if you're here, it means in some way you feel stuck in some area of your life. You feel stuck, blocked, or like something's not working, and you want to attract and manifest faster something. And this story could support you in making it more freeing in the process. So here's the story. This is from Price Pritchett's book, U Squared. I'm just going to read it's the intro story. It'll take a few moments. I'm sitting in a quiet room in the Microsoft Inn, he says. A peaceful little place hidden back among the pine trees about an hour out of Toronto. It's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away. There's a small fly burning out the last of its short life's energy in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of a window pane. The whining wings tell a poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder. Now, before I continue on the story, can any of you picture this in your mind, in your house, at an office space, at a restaurant, where you see a fly beating itself against a window, trying to escape? It sees in the distance there's something out there and it just keeps pounding against it. So imagine that in your mind. But it's not working, he says. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. The struggle is part of the trap. I want you to write that down, imprint that in your heart and in your mind. The struggle is part of the trap. How does that impact and resonate in your life? The struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. It's impossible. No matter how hard he tries, he cannot fly through the window. Nevertheless, the little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. Effort and determination alone. The fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks with only a fraction of the effort now being wasted. It could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach, something dramatically different? How did it get so locked in the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. I want you to really listen to this. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. I love this story, and I want you to imagine in your life right now, think of where you're experiencing the most pain, frustration, and where you're feeling a block in your life, a relationship. It could be a family relationship or intimate relationship or career relationship. It could be you're trying to get a deal done. It's not working. It could be trying to grow your business. You're struggling. You're failing. It could be your health. You've tried every diet. It's not working. You're gaining weight. It could be your money. You just keep going in more and more debt. Whatever it is, think of that moment in your life right now where you feel like you're trying harder and it only gets worse. And it almost feels like you're dying in your attempt, no matter how much hard work and effort and determination you put towards this effort. But if you could just turn around and do something that doesn't seem like it's a possibility, like maybe it's a completely different approach to what you've been doing. Maybe it's not in like a normal way of thinking. Maybe it's outside of the box so far it just makes no sense, or it's so risky that, man, if you did this, who knows what would happen. But doing it and making that shift and taking that 10-second fly across the room, you open into a door of freedom for yourself. And everything starts to come in abundance, in waves, and you attract a different way of living because you look at things differently. This story of the fly, when I read this, when I had Price Pritchett on, maybe some of you saw this interview, really gave me a new way of looking at things. And almost every time I feel a sense of a block or a frustration or something's not working, and man, we're putting a lot of effort into this thing and everyone else is doing the same way and they're succeeding, but why aren't we succeeding? It's almost like we have to do the complete opposite. And every time I do the complete opposite, it feels really scary. It feels like, but that's not the way everyone else does it. Well, I've never tried this before. So what if I fail? Oh, man, what if people make fun of me? Oh, man, this just doesn't feel good. But every time I've done that, it's like this freeing experience that creates and unlocks a new window of possibility. Literally, a window opens as opposed to slamming into a glass window until you die. So I want you to imagine that in your life. Where are you the fly in your life that just keeps beating a window, trying to escape into the open air, but you're never going to break through? and you just have to turn around, and you might have to turn around a few times and try something different a few times until you figure it out. But that's what I want you to think about. Getting to where you want to be, the next level of abundance will not happen by doing the same and working harder. Yes, hard work and determination and consistency are key. I've been doing my podcast every single week for 11 and a half years. That is consistency. That's determination. That's hard work. That's getting up when I'm tired. That's doing things when I don't want to do things. That's dealing with problems and breakdowns and people and messes. It's consistently showing up is part of it. But we haven't done the same thing consistently. We've constantly innovated and updated. And when things are struggling, we have to try new things. We have to adapt. We have to take risks. We have to invest in new strategies. We have to try something new. What worked 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago may not work today. And you've got to be willing to see that. And I want to share these 5 principles with you, as that was just setting the stage. That was setting the stage for you to see where in your life you might be struggling. And the first key to unlocking abundance and manifesting more in your life is first to go within. Most people are not going within and become aware of your patterns and anxieties, especially when your nervous system gets triggered. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the emotions that block your abundance. I want you to think about the emotions that block your abundance. Go ahead and type in an emotion that blocks your abundance in the chat right now. And when I think about these emotions, I want to share 5 key emotions that are blocking you. The first one is the emotion of fear. Most of you are living in fear, and this fear is stressing you out. This fear is causing you to cripple yourself. It's causing you to not try something new. The first emotion that most people live in is fear. The second emotion is anger. Anger. Oh man, I'm so angry at this right now. What this person did to me. I'm so angry that I tried this thing and people made fun of me. I'm so angry that I didn't get chosen. I'm so angry that, I got fired from the job I was in. I got so angry that this person stole money from me. I'm so angry that the person cut me off in the street. Whatever it is, anger is an emotion that blocks your abundance. Another emotion, sadness. When we live in this emotion of sadness and we're consistently living in it, it's so hard to see possibilities. It's so hard to create these other 4 principles that we're going to be talking about, these other practices. So we're holding on to the emotion. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel these emotions. If you saw Inside Out, the movie, every emotion has a purpose. Every emotion has a positive side effect. So sadness allows your body to feel what it truly feels, what it's experiencing in the moment. You don't want to block this emotion either, but you don't want to stay in this emotion. The sadness is something when people stay stuck in sadness, it blocks their abundance. The next one. Man, this is a big one. This is a big one. I wrote a whole book about this. Self-doubt and judgment. Self-doubt and judgment. If you are living in self-doubt, if you are saying, I doubt me, what you're saying is, I doubt my creator. If you are saying, I doubt myself, you're saying, I don't believe in you. I don't believe in you for all your gifts and your possibilities. I don't believe in the universe. Whatever it is you believe in, you're doubting your creator. Doubting yourself is doubting your creator. And when you put doubtful energy on the creator of the universe and the creator of you, the energy of you, why would you create abundance? Why would you attract more good things in your life when you're saying, I am doubtful that I'm deserving of these things? Why would these things come to you? You're blocking them. You are rejecting them. It's no one else's fault. You've got to get out of your own way. Self-judgment and self-doubt. How many of you feel a sense of constant self-judgment? You look in the mirror and you're like, oh man, my nose, or I've got a red spot right here. Oh man, I've got a red spot. I've got a pimple. I've got a blemish. I've got whatever. Like, oh man, I'm I'm gaining some weight. I've got this. I wish I was prettier. I wish I was fitter. I wish I was. How many of you are judging yourselves on a constant basis? Looking at yourself and saying, how can I improve? Accepting where I'm at and how can I improve is a positive way of judging yourself, if you want to look at it that way. But just judging and making yourself wrong blocks your abundance. It blocks it. And the final emotion, the negative emotion that's really blocking you is a big one. Frustration and impatience. How many of you want results yesterday? How many of you are like me? They're like, let's get this done last month. Why didn't we finish this thing yesterday? I want something done. I want it done this morning. I want to be faster. I want to be bigger, stronger. I want to lose the weight now. I want to make money now. I don't want to wait years for my money to compound interest. I want it to get now. I just want to be rich now. I want to be healthy now. I want to find the love of my life now without having to go through any of the process. Just give it to me now, even when I'm flawed and messed up and judging myself and don't think I'm worthy and don't think I'm deserving and living in fear, sadness, and anger, and I'm impatient. Just give it to me now. Give it to me now. Like a little child whining and complaining. I want it now. I want it now, Daddy. What is that from? Is it Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? I want it now. That energy is a needy, ungrateful energy. And it's an energy that is saying, I'm impatient with improving myself, with healing myself, with serving others, using myself in the service of others, saying, I just want what I want now without adding any value to the world right now. And that is a needy, selfish way to go about it. Now, listen, guys, all these emotions, all these negative emotions, I've had them all at different parts of my life. I still have them all sometimes today. And it's a constant reframe. When I feel it, I'm like, okay, I know this is not going to help me. So let me feel this for a few moments, for a few minutes, maybe even for an hour of sadness or something. And then let me get back into my vision. So I want you guys to be thinking about these emotions that are blocking your abundance. When you're staying in these emotions consistently, you will not be able to really create more abundance in your life. Does that make sense? And when you're staying in those emotions, you're living in a state of scarcity, a state of lack. Here on the left of this image, you're living in a desert and you're hoping for abundance. You're hoping when you've created an environment of scarcity, you've created an environment of just rubble, dirt, dust. You don't have fertile land to grow a rich environment in. And so you've got to fertilize your emotions. You've got to fertilize your thoughts. You've got to harmonize your thoughts and your emotions with this energy and these emotions. You've got to bring it all together. And this is hard work to do when you feel like I just am struggling in every area of my life. This is hard to do when you're in that state. Believe me, I know. It took me a good year or two to get in the consistency of removing the negative emotions into the 5 emotions that will create abundance. And I'm going to talk about those in just a few minutes. But I want to share this. I want to share this quote here in a second. Before I share the quote, I want you to reflect on this, whether you share it in the chat, whether you write it down on your journal or a piece of paper right now. I want you to answer these questions for yourself. What triggers you the most in your life? What are the areas that trigger you the most in your life? Just go ahead and write that down in the chat or on your journal on a piece of paper. What have you been avoiding within yourself? What have you been avoiding within yourself? And how can you start to bring love and acceptance to that part of yourself? How can you start to bring love and acceptance into that part of yourself? I love this quote from Muniba Mazari, who says, when you accept yourself and the way you are, the world recognizes you. Now, this doesn't mean you accept yourself for being lazy. You accept yourself for being negative. You accept yourself for, going broke and going in debt. And you just say, I'm going to accept myself for doing all these negative acts and negative habits and negative emotions consistently. But you accept who you are, all of your flaws, all your personality quirks, all your uniqueness. You accept you. The world will start to recognize you. But if you don't accept you, how do you expect someone else to accept you if you can't even accept yourself? Muniba Mazari is one of our featured speakers at the Summit of Greatness this year. Again, if you don't have your tickets yet, I recommend going to summitofgreatness.com and getting your tickets, because she had one of the most viral speeches. I think it got close to 30 million views online a few years ago. And it's incredible what she's overcome from tragedy into triumph. But I want you guys to make sure you check this out. And again, if you are looking for more inspiration in your life, if you're looking for a community, if you're looking for that spark to create more abundance, the Summit of Greatness is that experience. It is that fertile environment that will enrich your life and help you get clarity on how to create that abundance in your life. Again, you can go to lewishowes.com/2024 and check out the tickets there. Now I had to learn how to stop running away from myself and truly accept myself and start to heal before I could create harmonious abundance. For many years, if I go back to a lot of those slides early on, the sports dreams, the business goals early on, I was running away from a part of me that I did not like. I was chasing success. I was chasing the need to look good, to be celebrated, to prove to my old self that I could do something great. And I was able to succeed, but I wasn't able to create abundance. And no amount of success filled me up. In fact, it made me feel more empty. And I felt like I needed to create more and achieve more in order to feel better, but it never worked. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, that the more you chase something by running away from something you're afraid of, it's just going to create more stress. But when I started to do the work, accept myself, and heal, which was a journey and still is a journey, then I was able to create harmonious abundance. And harmonious abundance is different than success. Success does not equal harmonious abundance. You can write a New York Times bestselling book and be miserable. I have many friends that I know who've written New York Times bestselling books. I have another friend who's got a company he sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. He's successful, but he was not happy. He's struggling emotionally inside. Success doesn't automatically equal harmonious abundance. Go ahead and leave a yes if that resonates with you. If this speaks to you, success does not equal harmonious abundance, then leave a yes right now that you can relate. Again, I pursued goals for years. And you can create success, but it doesn't mean you have abundance. And it doesn't mean you have harmony at the center of the success. And I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all on every level. And I'm not saying I have it all and I have it all figured out, but I've definitely been studying this for a long time. And I've created a sense of peace that I've never had before. And there's going to be stuff I'm going to need to continue to learn and grow into. Obviously, I'm a human being, and there's new levels to experiencing in life. But the more I practice this, and the more I have accountability, and the more I have coaching, and the more I show up to fertile experiences like the Summit of Greatness, where you're surrounded by an energy of greatness, you're surrounded by an energy of abundance, you're surrounded by thinking and feelings that create fertile ground for you to grow, for you to thrive, for you to get clear, for you to take action on the fears that you're stressed out about. That's what I continue to do on a consistent basis. I'm interviewing some of the greatest minds in the world on a daily basis. And I'm going to experiences and events that are fertile ground for greatness and abundance. Success does not equal harmonious abundance. That's the first thing, is to go within. Go within. A lot of us are just stressed and we're looking on the outside saying, I want that. What's wrong? But I don't have it. You've got to go within first and address those things that we talked about. The second thing, the second key is ask yourself, what do your heart and your soul really want from a calm and centered place within yourself? This is number two. What do your heart and soul really want from a calm and centered place within yourself? Are your desires coming from ego and from a place of fear, or from your heart and from a place of love? Are your desires coming from your ego and a place of fear, or from your heart and a place of love? And again, I'm guilty here. For most of my life, it was coming from fear and ego, and just some of these thoughts that I had. Let me know if this resonates with you. I'm going to read some of these off. Creating from a place of fear and ego. Let me know if this speaks to you. I created from a place of not feeling loved most of my life. I created from a place of feeling like I wasn't good enough. I created from a place of needing to prove people wrong, specifically kids from elementary school and middle school that I don't talk to and don't see anymore, right? I did that for years. Let me prove these kids wrong about me who made fun of me in recess. And let me use that as my main motivation to go achieve success and prove them wrong. I need to be right and to make others wrong. I need to look good and make others look bad. I need to win at all costs. Creating from a place of not wanting to be rejected. Creating from ego and fear is reactionary. It's not creating from vision, from values, from a place of love. And you want to be thinking to yourself, are your desires coming from a place of your ego, in a place of fear, or from your heart in a place of love? And a lot of us wear these different masks. I wrote an entire book called The Mask of Masculinity, which talks about the masks specifically that men like to wear in general. Women wear their own masks, but these masks that we put on, we have them for a specific intention, right? It's to try to protect us. It's to try to help us. It's to try to make sure we don't get hurt. But when we wear these masks continuously, we block our true essence of ourself, which is our heart. When you take off the mask, you open up your soul. Now, you've got to learn how to create boundaries and make sure you create different processes in your life so you don't give your heart freely to everyone and let people walk all over you. That is not good either. So you've got to learn to eliminate the people pleaser in yourself and say no and create boundaries. But you can still do it from a place of love. You can still open your soul and your heart and create from a place of love. It's one of the most challenging things I've had to learn how to do. How to say no to people, how to, as a recovering people pleaser, man, that has blocked my peace, harmony, and abundance more than anything, probably. Wanting to please everyone. And I've had to learn the hard way in the last few years on how to unwind and rewire my brain and my heart to love myself first, to take care of me first before trying to please everyone else and leaving me last. If that resonates with you, let me know. Leave a comment if it resonates. It's very challenging for a lot of you, I'm seeing. Following your heart's desire, Oprah says, will lead you in the direction your spirit wants to go. Following your heart's desire will lead you in the direction your spirit wants to go. And a lot of you struggle with figuring out, well, Lewis, I don't know how to get clear on my vision. I'm not clear. I have all these things that I want, but I'm not sure which one to go after. Or I have no clue what I want in my life or what I'm supposed to do. And again, part of this key practice is getting clear on your vision. Getting clear on your vision right here. If you are not clear on your vision, if you don't have an aim, a direction, a path, a place you're heading towards, then you're going to feel blocked. You're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like, man, why is everything not going in my favor? Why does it look easy for everyone else? A mission. I'm going to share how I got clear on my mission. A mission calls upon the deeper parts of our souls and moves us to attempt something greater than ourselves. That is a mission. A mission calls upon the deeper parts of our souls and moves us to attempt something greater than ourselves. And no one can choose your meaningful mission for you. I wrote an entire book about how to get clear on your meaningful mission. It's called The Greatness Mindset. I'm going to share a quick practice in here in this book. Again, for any mission to remain meaningful to you, it must evolve over time and grow and change as you grow. And there's really three things you want to be thinking about when getting clear on your mission. I'm going to share with you my mission. That's literally in my book. I have it highlighted what my mission is. It's clear. In one sentence, I know what it is. It's to serve 100 million lives weekly by helping them improve the quality of their lives and overcome the things that hold them back. That is my North Star. That is my mission. That's why I wake up. That's what I do to serve people. That's what we do with Team Greatness. We're here to make an impact, make a difference in people's lives. And our goal is to reach 100 million lives weekly. If we reach one person a week, it's still a worthwhile pursuit. If we create this right now and it helps one person, it's still worth it. Our goal is to reach millions and to serve a lot of people and to maximize our talents. But that's what we're here to do on Team Greatness, is to figure out how can we help improve the quality of people's lives by helping them overcome the things that hold them back. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this masterclass right now, is to give you the tools, to give you the inspiration, the strategies, the practices, and to connect you to something bigger inside of yourself, to connect you to open your heart and drop down the ego and the fear, start getting clearer. But you got to create that fertile ground within yourself. You've got to create fertile emotions, fertile thoughts, so that you can start taking the actions that support a space of abundance, an enriched environment, not a scarce environment that's holding on to these emotions that we talked about over here, these negative emotions. If those are running in your mind and connecting in your heart on a consistent basis for hours throughout the day, why would you have an abundant, enriched environment in your life? You wouldn't, because you're blocking it. No one else is blocking it. You are blocking it. You are the one holding you back in a lot of this process. Yes, there might be circumstances where your parents don't want you to do certain things, where you're in an environment that doesn't allow you to thrive as much, where you're struggling, where you've got to do other things. You got to overcome other obstacles. But I'm telling you, you are blocking your abundance more than anyone else, more than likely, depending on what season of life you're in. A mission calls upon the deeper parts of our souls, not our ego, not our analytical thinking, not, well, this is what my parents want me to do. This is what my partner wants me to do. They'll like me better if I do what they want me to do. Screw that. What does your soul want you to do? That's why you're blocked in your abundance right now. And there's three things you want to be thinking about: your passion, your power, and the problem you want to solve. The passion are the things that lights you up, the things that inspire you, that awakens inside of you, the thing that you're like, man, I feel called to do this. I feel so excited about this. It's something that draws you to it, that lights you up. The power is not just the thing that you're excited about, your passion. It's the thing, where's my talents lie? Where am I skilled at? And where can I develop more skills that also around the things that light me up? And the problem is, what is the problem that you want to solve? For me, it's to help people overcome the challenges in their life that hold them back. That's the problem I'm solving in my mission. So you want to be thinking about those three P's: your passion, your power, and the problem you want to solve. And I love this. I'm reading this from the book. This is on page 45. In short, you can become the hero of your own story. And that's what this life is all about. You becoming the hero of your own story. Not you staying stuck, not you staying scarce, not you living in fear, not you being stressed out all day, but you becoming the hero of your own story. And we had my friend Donald Miller on the show, who's the author of a book called Hero on a Mission. And I want you to be this hero on a mission right now. And he described it to me in this way. He said, every good story requires a problem and a hero willing to solve it. Otherwise, there is no story. And you find your meaningful mission when you find a problem that needs to be solved in the world. And right now, if you feel stuck, man, this is your journey. This is your hero's journey. You get to be the hero of your own story. You found the problem. Now you got to become the hero. You got to tell the story in real time of how you're going to overcome this by acting in accordance with your heart and your soul. That may sound a little woo-woo or something of like, why is he talking about your heart and soul? Let me just think my way through this process. Let me just analyze with my ego. Let me just critically judge and assess everything in the world and just force it and just will it to happen. Sure, you could do that. It's not going to create harmony and abundance and peace in your life, but you can analyze, you can overthink, you can over ego and out ego people, and you can still create success. But like we said before, success does not equal harmonious abundance. Does it? It does not. And they don't want you to know that. They want you to stay stuck and think of just being your ego, talk about gossip all day, think about the problems of the world and just talk about them. Don't do anything to be in service. Just make people wrong, judge, complain at people, argue, dramatize everything. That's what they want you to know. They don't want you to know this, but we do here at the School of Greatness. That's why you're here, and that's what we're here to do, is to be of service to you. Let's go. I'm excited about this, guys. If you don't know about creating a vision for your life, it lights you up. It gives you so much energy when you have a clear vision. And again, if you feel stuck and you want fertile ground, if you want to be in a space that, man, unlocks your energy and supports you, where you're sitting around thousands of people that are all thinking and feeling the same thing, that you want to break through, that you want to create abundance, and you want to hear from some of the top speakers in the world, I don't think you're ever going to get a chance to see Dr. Joe Dispenza and David Goggins in the same place. We've got some amazing performers, speakers, and people coming to the Summit of Greatness. You've got to get your tickets and be there, guys. It's in less than a month and a half away. This is the fertile ground for you to support yourself and get to the next level. Get your tickets, come to a live experience, and start unlocking the abundance for yourself. Again, I want to see you there. It will be a game changer, and I really hope you guys can make it. Point number 3 for unlocking abundance in your life. And let me know in the comments if this is supporting you so far. If you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling like it's giving you a framework, a starting framework. We're only halfway complete with these points, but I want to make sure that this is supporting your process of unlocking abundance. And this is something we've been studying for a long time. We've had some of the top people on, and I'm trying to simplify the things that I've heard from all these individuals, neuroscientists, doctors, therapists, world champions, billionaires, people in long-term healthy relationships, on how to create harmonious abundance, because success does not equal harmonious abundance. And they don't want you to know that. They want you to stay stuck. They want you to stay weak. They want to have control over you. They want to control your mind. And I don't want you to experience that. This is a place for you to free your mind and open your heart. And if you're excited about that, if you're excited to live a new type of existence, then keep watching, because this is going to be big. Number 3 is to get clear on your fears. A lot of you have fears, but you're not really sure what those are. So I want you to get clear on your fears, because when you get clear on your fears, the fears that are holding you back the most, which you can type in and share this or write this down, when you get clear on your fears, then you have a roadmap of what to conquer, what to overcome, what to lean into, because the only way to abundance is going through your fears. Let me say that again. The only way to harmonious abundance is going through your fears, not running from them, not trying to sweep them under the rug, not trying to act like they're not there and say, nothing's wrong with me, not trying to put them in the closet, not trying to discount that you have them, but to fully acknowledge, man, I'm a scared little boy when it comes to public speaking, when it comes to salsa dancing, when it comes to singing in public, when it comes to whatever it is, whatever your fears are. I'm sharing what my fears were. Public speaking. I could not stand in front of a group of 3 people without stuttering and stumbling. And so what did I do? I went all in. I went into Toastmasters every single week, which is a public speaking course, and I failed miserably. I embarrassed myself with so much extreme humiliation, sweating, coming out of my pits profusely every time, preparing for it, dreading getting up every single week and speaking in front of a group of people that were going to criticize me and give me feedback. But doing that every week for a year is what set me free. And now I get paid multiple six figures to speak for an hour in front of an audience. And that would not have been possible. My dreams, my abundance, my possibilities would not have been possible had I not gone all in on the fear. So you need to think about, what are the fears that hold you back the most? Because you are going to need to go all in on your fears until the fear disappears. Feel free to write that down, take a screenshot, share this. You're going to need to go all in on your fear until the fear disappears. And trust me, I wish I didn't have to go through my fears. And I still have fears that I'm getting to go through. I wish I didn't have to go through these things. I wish I didn't have to embarrass myself every week for a year, speaking in front of people that were way better than me, where I looked like the worst. And my ego had to die every week, essentially. I wish I didn't have to deal with that. When I wanted to go salsa dancing and learn how to salsa dance, I wish I wasn't the tallest white boy in every salsa club, fumbling and knocking girls over and stepping on girls' feet and just acting like a big goofball, because I had no clue what I was doing. 2 left feet. I wish I didn't have to deal with the embarrassment, the humiliation of making a girl look bad when I was dancing with them. I wish. I mean, I didn't want to experience that. Who wants to experience embarrassment, humiliation, fear, sadness? But you've got to go all in on your fears until the fear disappears. Otherwise, you will not be the hero of your story. You will not be the hero of your story. Again, every good story requires a problem and a hero willing to solve it. Otherwise, there is no story. If that speaks to you and resonates with you as much as you don't want it to, leave a yes in the comments and let me know, because every good story has a problem and a hero to overcome it. And these fears are the obstacles in your way that you need to lean into, whatever it is, whether it's having difficult conversations, whether it's ending a relationship that you've been afraid to end for years, but you know you need to, but you don't want to hurt someone because you don't want to, make someone feel bad, whether it's addressing something that you need to address that you've been afraid of, whether it's having that tough conversation with that family member, but you're afraid you're going to get outed from the family, whether it's pursuing the goal that you really want to pursue, whether it's overcoming something that you're afraid of, whatever it is, be willing to risk letting your ego be humiliated. Let your ego die every single day in the process of pursuing your fears. Now, I don't want you to die physically, but your ego needs to die. Because if you want to create from a place of love and in your heart and your soul, you've got to create from a space of letting go of the fear. And when you can lean into the fears and actually make the fears a superpower, man, you unlock even greater abundance. Things just come to you because now you're adding your personality with overcoming the fears, and you're putting that together, and boom, there's no more this. Remember this emotion in the beginning? There's no more of this. There's no more self-doubt and self-judgment, because you've humiliated yourself, whether it's just you to yourself or you in front of other people, which usually it requires you doing some of the fear in front of others, to realize you're still alive, to realize that you're okay, to realize that you're doing something hard and challenging, and that process should give you confidence. The more I practice public speaking in front of my peers, the more confident I got. I still was never better than them, but I got better for myself, and that gave me confidence. And that's a superpower. That's a superpower that unlocks abundance and allows you to attract better. It's a superpower that I would have never been able to do this podcast had I not spent a year going all in the fear of public speaking. There's no way I'd be able to be on camera, speak at live events, interview the world's greatest athletes. And again, if you don't know about the School of Greatness, if this is your first time hearing about me, we've had the biggest names in the world, guys. We've had the biggest business leaders. We've had, the biggest sports stars. We had Kobe Bryant, Kevin Hart, Tony Robbins. We've had Novak Djokovic. We've had so many inspiring sports stars, and Brene Brown, and New York Times bestselling authors. We've had all these leaders in the world. We've had Mike Tyson on a couple of times, all these stars that I would have not been comfortable enough, because I would have said, who am I? Who am I as a dyslexic kid who was picked last on the playground, who was in special needs classes all through elementary school, who had a reading tutor all through high school, all the way through my senior year, almost flunked out of English? Who am I as one of the bottom 4 grade cards at every time I went through class? I was always in the bottom 4. Who am I to sit across the greatest athletes in the world, the greatest thinkers, the greatest writers in the world, the greatest doctors, the greatest therapists, the greatest minds, leaders, the biggest celebrities in the world, the biggest musicians and performers? Who am I? I'm a kid from Delaware, Ohio, who's dyslexic, in learning disability classes all through school. It took 7 years to graduate college. Who am I at the bottom of my class to do these things? Who am I who has, 8 missing teeth and is 6'4" at 12 years old, the tallest by 1.5 feet in the class, goofy, gangly? Who am I to do something meaningful and abundant in this world? Who am I? Sexually abused as a kid, struggled through school, parents divorced. Who am I? Who am I to do these things? Who am I? Why should I pursue this? I have all these problems, all these challenges, all these things holding me back. Who am I? I'm not good enough. No one loves me. I've been abandoned. I've been abused. I've been brokenhearted. I'm in the bottom of my class. Who am I? I'm from a small town. I've got no money. I've injured myself. Who am I? I'm not fast enough. I'm not strong enough. Who am I? I could sit in that energy consistently and it would only hurt me. But instead, I said, no more self-doubt, no more judgment. That energy is not good for me. So I need to go all in on my fears until they disappear and become the hero of my own story. How many of you that speaks to you? If that speaks to you, leave a yes. And maybe you're in that place of self-doubt and self-judgment and comparison with everyone else in the world right now. And I get it. I've been there. I know that feeling. It's suffocating. It's exhausting. I get it. But now is the time for you to stop living in fear and self-doubt and to take a leap of faith emotionally, to let your ego die. I'm not talking about put yourself in harm's way physically, but allow your ego to emotionally die into where you are, into where you want to be. So I made a fear list, and I want you to make a fear list within your life. Again, we have the whole process in the Greatness Mindset. The whole process of this breaks it down on how to do this as well. But I want you to make a fear list and start attacking those fears, because you will not create harmonious abundance if you're living in fear. So the only way to create that is to embrace and go all in on the fears until the fears disappear. Again, if that resonates with you, leave a yes. And if this is inspiring you and empowering you and giving you certain tools that you feel will be supportive, let me know in the comments. We've got 2 final points I want to make. And I hope this is helpful. Again, big thank you to Team Greatness, who helps create this content, who brings this research together, who gives the tools to support you all. I'm just the messenger, sharing the message of what my amazing team has been able to create for you guys. So big shout out to Team Greatness. Number 4, protect your energy. Man, I don't know. I feel like some of these things that I share are things that I've just learned recently in my life in the last 6 to 12 months or something, of really what's allowed me to create more harmonious abundance is by doing these things myself recently in my life. And I don't know if you've ever felt like, man, I've got to protect my peace by protecting my energy. And the people around you matter. How many of you can relate to that the people around you matter? But I'm going to throw a cliffhanger at you guys. I want you to think about this. Are there any relationships in your life that feel draining, or you feel like you're outgrowing right now? And here's the cliffhanger, including the relationship with yourself. Oh, are there any relationships in your life that feel draining, or you feel like you're outgrowing right now, including the relationship with yourself? This is going to be interesting, because when you learn to let go of the old part of you that no longer serves you anymore. The people pleaser, the self-doubter, the judger, the anger, the person with all these things that you used to hold on to. And when you learn to create a boundary with that old self and you create a new version of you in the second moving forward, and you have to keep creating that version of you every second. And if you relapse into the old you have to remind yourself and keep creating that new you every second until you become the new you that doesn't hold on to the old you. When you create that boundary, let's get this. When you create that boundary within yourself, watch out now. When you create that boundary of the old relationship with you, you start to really outgrow other people in your life, don't you? How many of you that speaks to you? Leave a yes, leave an amen, leave a I hear you, leave a whatever in the chat. When you start to outgrow you, the old you that no longer serves and supports the vision that you have for yourself, the mission that you have, the dreams, the goals, the path that you want to go on, you're going to need to let go of certain parts of you. Not all of you, but certain parts of you that no longer serve you. And when you do that, you're going to realize some people don't like the new you. Some people like the people pleaser. Some people like the person that puts themselves down and puts everyone else up. Some people like someone that'll sacrifice himself for anyone at any moment instead of taking care of themselves. People don't like it when you create boundaries, but when you create a boundary with yourself, you start to learn about who's in your circle and who's in your corner. And there's a difference between people who are in your circle when it's convenient and people who are in your corner when it's not convenient. Let me know if that speaks to you. You get to really know people who are in your circle versus in your corner when you create boundaries with yourself, when you remove the old parts of you by going all in on the fears that hold you back. You separate those old things. You say, thank you for teaching me and trying to protect me all these ways, but I've got me now. My dreams need a higher version of me. My vision needs a greater version of me. And I've got to let go of the parts of me that were living in self-judgment, that were living in doubt. I've got to let these things go, but I can't just think them away. I need to act through them. I need to face those fears consistently until I live and integrate confidence because I've overcome. I've become my own hero. No one else has rescued me or saved me. I had to overcome those things. And when you start to do those things, man, you become bulletproof. And people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to love it, but a lot of people won't like it. And when you step into that, you're going to start to see who's in your corner versus who's in your circle. And again, think about those relationships, write them down, think about them, reflect on them, and be willing to start to create boundaries in those relationships, because when you don't protect your energy, the universe is going to say to you, well, you haven't stewarded what I've given you. Get this. When you don't protect your energy, the universe senses it. It's aware. And it says, okay, you haven't been a good steward of what is possible for you. You've allowed these negative emotions, fear, anger, self-doubt to consume you. So why would I give you more if you can't hold the space and the energy for what you already have? Why would I give you more good things if you're already judging yourself, if you're already doubting yourself that you don't deserve it? Why would I give it to you? And when you get something that you don't feel you deserve, you self-sabotage. Who can speak to that? Who can resonate with that? If you're given something that you don't feel you're deserving of, you will squander, you will self-sabotage, you will blow it away at some point. Protect your energy, my friends. Protect your energy. The people around you matter, including the relationship with yourself. It's the one that matters the most. But you got to stop squandering yourself, doubting yourself, because it will hold you back. So think about or write down the relationship that give you the most peace and freedom inside. Who are those relationships in your life? Maybe you only got one person. Maybe there's only a few people that are really in your corner who fully accept you, where you can be 100% yourself. All your flaws, all your positivity, all your quirks, your personality, you can be 100% yourself and they accept you. It doesn't mean they don't want more for you, but they accept you and they're supporting you into growing into the better version of you. Think about those people, write those people down. I want you to send a text to one of those individuals today. the person who's in your kernel or your corner, not in your circle, but your corner, who just, man, they show up for you, they love you, they accept you, they never judge you or try to hold you down. Instead of criticizing you, they coach you and support you in a positive way. They don't try to just shun you and tell you what not to do. I want you to send that person a text and tell them just, hey, I really appreciate our friendship and I'm grateful that you're in my corner. And let me know later. You can send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know if that person replies when you tell them that. I think you'll see that you deepen that relationship. Esther Perel, someone we've had on many times, an amazing thought leader, therapist, coach, said the quality of your life ultimately depends on the quality of your relationships. How many of you know that to be true? When you're in a crappy relationship, it just sucks the life out of you. And when you're in a positive relationship, it gives you energy. And we just had Dr. Tara Swart on recently on the School of Greatness, and she said, we attract people based on our psychological wounds. We posted a video on social media about this, and I think it got like 15 million views. We attract people based on our psychological wounds. And that also means we attract people based on our positive, healed emotions as well. We attract people based on that positive energy as well. But how many of you have ever attracted someone based on a psychological wound and you thought it was a good thing at first, but then later realized, man, we were just trauma bonding, or we had no clue, we were both wounded, whatever it might have been. And this image, I always see this image from Burning Man that someone took, that a lot of us are really just little kids inside of bigger bodies. And we may have our egos making us go back to back, or arguing or fighting with one another, or being in conflict or frustrated and upset with one another. But at the end of the day, we're just have an inner child that wants to be seen, that wants to be loved, that wants to be accepted, that wants to feel valued. And when we let go of our ego and we open our hearts, we can allow these inner children to play. And I think that's something that a lot of us in the world needs right now, is the ability to open our hearts and play, because we've forgotten what it feels like to feel emotionally safe within ourselves and around others. We've forgotten what it feels like to truly love ourselves, to love others, and to play. Again, I'm not saying love everyone, and the first time you see them, and, have no boundaries and just allow people to walk all over you. That's not what self-love is. But allowing yourself to love yourself and walk away from people if needed to, or create space if needed to, or create healthy boundaries. This final point that I want to talk about, again, I hope this has been a helpful process for you so far. I'm really enjoying seeing the comments coming through here and seeing how engaged and active you all are. It shows me that you want this information, that you're desiring more in your life that you haven't created yet, or you just know it's so close, or maybe it feels far away and you want to just break through the next level. I want to share the final point, is to allow for magic to come in your life. I've been to so many different meditation retreats. I've been to a lot of different spiritual ceremonies and practices and churches, and just different places in the world I've gotten to experience in nature that are very spiritual for me, different parts of the world where different events have happened in the past, historic events. And the more I allow for magic in my life to enter me, I allow for synchronicities, for signs, for symbols to show me that I'm on the right path, the more just incredible things happen. And I truly believe that I've lived a life for me that is my 5, 9, 12-year-old self would feel like, man, you got to live this type of life. It's pretty crazy. Coming from the home that I came from, and from the small town, and from the disabilities that I had around my ability to learn and read and write, and, just to be able to live the experiences I've had, I feel blessed and grateful every day. Now, I've also experienced a lot of challenging things that have held me back, and I've struggled and I've had traumas, but I really try to look at the positive stuff that I've got to experience. And I allow for magic to come in my life. I'm a dreamer. I dream and dream of possibilities. It doesn't mean every dream comes true, but I dream and a lot of dreams come true. And I want you to think about these emotions right now. I'm going to share some emotions with you. I want you to feel these emotions that I'm going to share with you in a second and connect them to the future desires that you have in your life. So I want you to think about some of the things you want in your life right now, some of the dreams that you might have. And I want to share some of these emotions that will support you. We talked about 5 emotions that will block your abundance. I want to share the 5 emotions that if you can live into these on a consistent basis, it doesn't mean you're never going to feel anger or sadness or stress. It's going to happen. But if you can become a newer version of you on a consistent basis, the best way possible is making it a habit and a routine and a ritual on a daily basis. And you can access and I don't even know if access is the right word, but if you can share these emotions with yourself and with your environment, synchronicities, signs, symbols, and magic starts to appear. I don't understand it. Call it faith, call it the universe, call it God. I don't know, but things start to open up and they just come to me when I'm in these emotions. So I'm going to share these emotions with you right now. The first one is joy. Again, we've forgotten how to play and how to just be joyful, be silly, be goofy, be, playful, like joy. When you just think in the morning, how can I be joyful and spread joy? Good things happen. Good things happen. How many of you can relate to this? That when you go to a restaurant and you've got a waiter or a waitress or a server, and man, they're just struggling. They're just take 20 minutes to get your order. They get the order wrong. They're frustrated. They don't look you in the eye. They're not connected to you. You can tell they're down. Man, it's not an enjoyable experience when you go out to eat. You want to have a good experience. You're spending more money. You're going out with your friends, your family. And when the server doesn't have joy, just kind of like, it just makes everyone awkward. But when that server, I don't know how these people do it sometimes. When they remember 20 people's order without writing it down, I'm like, that brings me joy. I'm like, man, that's an amazing skill. And I'm always kind of worried, like, are they going to remember my order? But they do. And I'm like, wow. And everyone's putting sauce on the side and take this off, especially in Los Angeles. Everyone's got like 13 different substitutes for one thing that has like 3 items on it. And I don't understand how these servers remember everything. And when they come and they tell a joke and they're positive and they're having fun with you and they're being playful, man, and they bring that joy, what happens? I'm like, screw 20%. How can I give 50 to 100% a tip? I'm like, you created a joyful experience for me. Let me give you back. Thank you for that joyful moment, that hour of joy. Here's more money in a tip. And that works in the universe too. When you bring joy to a workplace, to a relationship, to yourself, it comes back to you. And you don't want to do it thinking of like, I'm going to bring joy so I get something in return. But when you do that, man, good things happen. The universe says yes to you. Next emotion is love. Again, we've got to learn to let our inner child feel the love and be willing to express that. Get out of our ego, get into our heart. We talked about that before. Tap into love. How can I be more loving today? How can I express more love to people in my life and be less guarded? The third thing is, how can I feel or experience freedom? Even if you don't feel free, how can I create freedom in my life? I've been to many places that feel like people shouldn't feel free. Developing countries. I've been to prisons. I've been to different places where people are living in scarcity or living in an imprisoned environment. And sometimes the people who have the least or who are locked up have incredible peace and freedom inside. And it's amazing to watch people who have very little still feel free and start to create an energy around them of feeling free and creating that freedom. Fourth one is inspiration. Live a life of inspiration. Be an inspiring person. Make inspiring things, whether it be in your workplace, whether it be in If you're an artist, like create inspiration for you and you'll inspire other people. Bring that joy. And the fifth one, which is the gateway to abundance, is gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway to abundance. It's something I practice every single day, multiple times throughout the day. When I wake up, I say, thank you for another day of my life. I'm grateful for this life. When I go out the door of my home, I say, thank you for this incredible sanctuary. God, thank you for this space that I have to rest, to recover, to be inspired. Thank you for this safe home for me and my fiance to create a life together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, this live masterclass that I'm doing right now, I'm grateful to all of you. 25,000 people registered for this. And I'm grateful to each one of you for being a part of this, for creating this experience with me, for co-creating this experience. I'm grateful for my team for helping support this and build this. I'm just grateful. And when you live in those emotions and you feel those emotions, when you connect it to the desires you have in your life, beautiful things start to happen. Emotions, these are the emotions that shift you into your abundant future. Which emotion do you feel like you're lacking the most right now between the ones I just shared? Leave in the chat the emotion you feel like you're lacking the most. Gratitude, inspiration, freedom, love, and joy. Leave a reply on which emotion you feel like you could step into more consistently and more frequently in your life. And by doing so, you know it'll feel better. Share that in the chat right now. And I saw someone say it's hard to find joy at this current point in life. And this is a great thing to talk about. Some of you might be thinking, well, I have nothing. I'm in debt. My partner is abusing me right now in this part of my life, in my relationship. My parents are holding me down. I'm in a crappy job that I feel like I'm trapped in. We've got no money, health problems, challenges, the wars, the conflicts, the political dis-ease that is happening in the world right now. All these things that are unjust. How can I find joy? How can I find freedom, Lewis? How can I find love? How can I be grateful when there's all this pain, when there's all this sadness, when everything is going against me? How can I feel free, love, joy, gratitude? It sounds like a bunch of crap. How can I feel these things if I'm suffering right now? And again, I wish the world was easy. I wish there was no suffering, no pain. There was no problems. I wish. And again, our mission is to serve 100 million lives weekly by helping them improve the quality of their life and overcome the things that hold them back. And that is my mission and our mission here at the School of Greatness. And again, let me remind you, a mission calls upon the deeper parts of our souls and moves us to attempt something greater than ourselves. And every good story requires a problem and a hero willing to solve it. Otherwise, there is no story. I wish life was easier sometimes. And sometimes I don't know why it is the way it is. Based on your faith and based on what you believe, this is where we're at. But what I do know is we have these emotions, these 5 emotions that we can live in that will not support us in creating abundance. If we live in those scarcity emotions, it will not enrich our environment and our heart and our soul to create magic in our life. As hard as it is, I remember interviewing Novak Djokovic, the current number 1 in the world right now. And when I interviewed him, he said he grew up in war for months of bombs, missiles flying over his head while he was practicing tennis as a little boy. And he said it was extremely challenging and painful. And I wish it didn't happen for him. I wish I wasn't sexually abused, and I wish people didn't get sexually abused or experience pain, or I wish these things didn't happen for people. But he turned that pain into his purpose. He used it as a tool to help him inspire the world to pursue his dreams. And I wish it didn't happen for him. I wish he didn't live in a war. I wish people weren't in a war right now. I wish there weren't all these political problems right now. But we get to use our talents and gifts and our joy and our abundance and our gratitude to try to shift the energy of the world, at least shift the energy of our world. And by doing that, we unlock the gateway to abundance through those positive feelings and emotions. I hope that resonates and makes sense. I love this quote from Dr. Joe Dispenza. Again, Dr. Joe Dispenza is speaking live at Summit of Greatness. If you want to watch him live, it's happening in Los Angeles. Make sure you check the event out, summitofgreatness.com. We'll link it in the chat as well. Dr. Joe Dispenza, we just had him on, a few weeks ago, got 1 million views on our YouTube channel, and this interview is blown up. He said, we send the signal out with clear intention, and trusting in the outcome is a function of a coherent heart. With an elevated emotion, we open our hearts, we surrender, we draw the experience to us. Again, think of your body, your heart, and your mind like this. Your mind is sending out a signal. Again, Dr. Joe says you send out a signal with a clear intention. Most of you don't have a clear intention. It's blocking your abundance. I'm not sure what direction. What do I do? How do I overcome this? You're unclear. So you're sending out a signal to the world that is unclear. When you set out an unclear signal, you draw in lack, mixed signals, a lack of abundance. You're drawing in based on the response of the signal you're sending out. When you send out a signal, this is what I'm clear I want to do. This is my mission. This is my meaningful mission. This is the fears I'm overcome. This is how I'm improving myself. This is what I'm letting go of. This is the boundaries I'm creating. When you send the signal out, you draw in the harmonious abundance. And it doesn't all happen overnight. So you can't be impatient as well. You have to be open to the magic of the world, to the magic of possibilities. Send out the signal, you draw in the experience based on the signal you're sending out. And I had to learn to trust and surrender to the outcome. So for those that were here at the beginning of this masterclass, you heard me tell the story about the fly that is beating himself over the head on the window, seeing freedom on the other side, but was unable, again, to get out of the window, that was trapped, that was just imprisoning himself. And this fly eventually died just trying harder as opposed to trying something new and creating a gateway for abundance by turning around, doing something different, trying something new, trying on a new approach, and flying his way to freedom. And I had to learn to trust and surrender to the outcome. And it is not easy. I wish it was easy. This is a process, it's a journey, and it takes time. If you're looking to unlock your abundance, then let me know, yes, in the comments, if you want to continue this journey of unlocking your abundance and learning about the tools and strategies. And if this has been supportive so far, leave a yes and share with me your biggest key takeaway that has helped you create an aha moment in your life right now, give you a strategy or a tool. Leave a yes and reply in the chat what has supported you so far from this masterclass that we have put together for you today. And I'm seeing a ton of yeses. Again, thousands of you on live right now from all over the world. I appreciate you all so far. But if you're someone like me that likes immersion, that actually wants to experience what abundance feels like in an environment, and you don't want to just think about it, you don't want to just, consume a little bit here and there, but you want to be immersed. You want to feel the fertile environment of what abundance energetically is. You want to enter your body, your mind, and your heart and soul in the environment. And you want to experience that so you can say, okay, now I'm clear. Now I have the tools. Now I've got the inspiration from top minds who are showing me the process. Now I'm meeting other people who think like me, who feel like me, who act like me, who want something different in their lives. And I've got the community. If that's something that you like to do, it's something I like to do. I immerse myself in experiences to transform, then leave a yes as well. If that's something you like, over just analytically thinking or only reading about something, but immersing yourself so that you can be fertile yourself and create that transformation. If that's something that you like and you love being a part of and you want to experience more because you know it will support you, then I'm telling you guys, This is your call to action. This is your moment in your life right now. If you feel stuck, blocked, or stagnant, now's the time to immerse yourself. Do whatever you can to get yourself to summitofgreatness.com. It's our live event. You can go to lewishowes.com/2024. It's our live event, and we have tickets at 20% off right now. This will be the only time that you could see David Goggins, Dr. Joe Dispenza in the same arena together. I don't think those two will ever come together. Two of the greatest mindset teachers and leaders in the world right now who have different philosophies. Two #1 New York Times bestselling authors, two mindset leaders from different practices coming together. Dr. Joe Dispenza sells out his events in minutes. This is probably the only time you'll be able to get tickets to get to see him live in Los Angeles at the iconic Shrine Auditorium in downtown Los Angeles. It's going to be September 13th and 14th, coming up very soon. This is going to be a powerful, fertile environment for you to awaken magic in your heart and in your mind, to act upon your fears, to overcome the things that have held you back, and to move into your life to start creating the abundance and attracting and manifesting more of the things that you want for your desired future, not from the past that you've lacked in. This is your moment. This is the time. It's happening soon. I want you to make a commitment. I want you to open your calendar, circle this on your calendar. September 13th and 14th, Los Angeles, California. Be there. Thousands of people have already got tickets. It will be an experience, a magical experience that you will not want to miss. It will give you motivation if you're lacking motivation. It will give you tools if you're lacking the tools. It will create a community of people who are consciously trying to achieve more and who are service focused. People that are not takers, but people who are givers. People that live in joy, love, harmony, freedom. Not people who are living stress and fear and chaos. If you want to create a world of that, you've got to be around the people who are creating those things. Every year we've done this, and people say it has transformed their life. People have found their partners that they've gotten married to from this event. People have started big businesses from this event, and people have transformed their health and their relationships. This is your moment. We're going to put in the link in the chat wherever you're watching this right now. You can go to lewishowes.com/2024 or summitofgreatness.com to see the details. Again, this is your moment. I want to see you there. I want you guys to be there. This is the theater. It's a massive theater. It's the largest stage in North America. You've got a seat open, ready for you. I want to see you in this community. This is me on the stage waiting for you to show up. And if you're watching this right now, you can actually just open your phone and take a photo of this QR code that'll take you right to the checkout page for 20% off as well. Make sure to go to this QR code right now, or just go to lewishowes.com/2024. Again, the 20% off is only available for the next couple of days. So make sure you go there right now, lewishowes.com/2024 to make it. Again, Summit of Greatness. We've got Dr. Joe Dispenza. We've got David Goggins. We got Muniba Mazzari, who's got one of the most watched speeches of all time on the internet, who's flying in. And we've got a handful of other big speakers that we haven't announced yet and performers that will blow you away. Again, if you feel called, like something has been blocking you or holding you back, you've got the basics to get you started right now. I want you to go back and watch this video, listen to this audio on the podcast at the School of Greatness, and immerse yourself in this masterclass again and again. And start doing the practices, start doing the exercises, start reflecting on the things that we talked about. If you do these 5 practices, you start being aware of the negative emotions, the 5 negative emotions that hold you back, and you start being aware of and practicing the 5 emotions that empower and support abundance. That is going to be a great start for you. But if you're ready for immersion, if you're ready for a fertile ground, a literal in-person fertile environment to help you go from scarcity to abundance and kickstart you for the rest of this year going into next year, this is your moment. I want you to do yourself the favor and invest in you and make your future self proud by investing in them. I want you to get a ticket for a friend, a family member, someone that you think, man, they're a fan of Dr. Joe. They like the School of Greatness podcast. They like David Goggins. They like inspiration. They need some motivation. They also need the tools and the community to support them and push them to the next level. If you've got a team of people, bring your entire team of your coworkers, your office, bring the whole group. This could be a great company retreat for you guys. We're going to do all the work for you. Allow yourselves to be immersed in fertile ground for abundance so you can manifest more in your life. This is the opportunity. Now is the time. We may not do another event for a whole nother year. So if you want that immersive experience, get your tickets, book your trip, and get out to Los Angeles. I'm telling you, it's going to be an amazing time at summitofgreatness.com. I want to share, take a few questions before we wrap up. But again, leave a comment if this has been helpful for you, so I can see in the comments if this has been helpful for you today and the biggest takeaway for you so far. And I think a lot of you are probably already going to summitofgreatness.com. So make sure to check out and get your tickets. Here, the things are seating is limited. So you're going to have to choose your seat specifically where you want to be. And the front section is already sold out. The front section closest to the stage and the other sections are starting to fill up quickly. So I want you to go book that seat right now, and I'll stay on for a few minutes as well, but go to lewishowes.com/2024. It's going to take you to a seating chart. And I want you to select a couple of seats with yourself and a friend that you want to bring that can support you, and you guys can be accountability buddies moving forward for the rest of this year. Invest in them. This could be a great birthday gift for someone, a great Christmas gift, a pre-Christmas gift for someone, or just a I'm in your corner type of gift, if you know what I mean. Someone who's in your corner and you want to show them you're in their corner. Maybe you texted someone during this masterclass that we talked about who's in your corner, and you get them the gift of the immersive, fertile environment to support them as well. What a great gift you could give to a friend and make the trip of it together. So again, check it out. Get your ticket right now, but I want to see some of these comments. I'm listening to you from Hungary. Loved your podcasts. Very helpful and useful. Love that. Just moved from California to Missouri. We've got people flying in from around the world, by the way. We used to do this event in Columbus, Ohio, and people flew from multiple countries to the event. So wherever you are, you're welcome to fly in, as people will be flying from all over the world for this experience. Shannon, this will not be available online, so it's only an in-person experience. Again, this is the time to make the leap. This is the time to be the fly that doesn't die and not just bang your head against the window hoping for something different to work, but to get out of yourself, to invest in yourself for your future, and to make the leap. When you show up in an immersive experience, it really supports you in your life in a whole new way. You never know the synchronicities, the things that will come into your life when you make that action, when you invest and take care of yourself, when you say, I want to learn something new, I want to meet new people, I want to get out of my comfort zone and overcome a fear. When you do those steps, already the universe starts to unlock for you and starts to make space for you to create those dreams. When you start speaking what you want and you're clear on that vision, things start to unfold. So again, if you're in another city, this could be that opportunity. It's coming in less than a month and a half, September 13 and 14 in Los Angeles at one of the most iconic and largest theaters in North America. Dr. Joe Dispenza, David Goggins, there's going to be amazing speakers and performers. Make sure you go there and check out the tickets. Wonderful masterclass, says Bal. Filled with so many aha moments. Thank you, Lewis. Awesome. Love that. Many thanks. Tammy says, yes, helpful. Love your podcast, Overcoming Fears and Continuing to Transform. Very helpful. Grateful for you. Thank you. I will pay for it with cash, the ticket. That's my dream. I love that dream. This was very helpful. Just need to implement what I've learned today, said Francis. Thank you for a lovely masterclass. I'm going to the Summit of Greatness, said Got to Fly Now. I love that. If you've bought your ticket already, type Summit of Greatness in the chat so I know who bought their ticket and I can give you a quick shout out. If you're bought your ticket, if you're buying your ticket right now, please share Summit of Greatness in the chat so I know who has bought their ticket and who's coming. Thank you, says Alexandra. Diana Solana said, learned a lot, very helpful, said Carla. The best for you. Thanks, said Eduardo. Thank you, said Carla. That was great. Thank you. Appreciate it. And again, big thanks to Team Greatness who helped put together this entire process and content. John said, I shared this with several people. And I don't know if they've run it back to listen to any of it. I live in central Indiana, and people around here tend to be really spiritually blocked and bound. Well, John, this is an opportunity for you to get a few tickets for some of your friends in central Indiana. I'm from central Ohio, so I know the feeling, and to invest in getting them out here with you to experience this live. Okay. Super insightful today. Thank you. Sade is saying, which section is for wheelchair access? If you email us at support@greatness.com, we can answer any questions you have there. So we'll be adding our support email to the chat so that you guys can make sure you have access to that. If you have any questions, there will be access for wheelchair. We will have other access for people as well. So just email us and we'll make sure to get you all set up there. This was amazing today, says Laura. Good to see you, Laura, who's a Summit of Greatness attendee as well. Thank you for sharing your lessons. I'm from Brazil. Summit of Greatness, says Lizette. Lizette is coming to Summit of Greatness. I love it. Congrats, Lizette. Summit of Greatness, says Tommy. Excited to see you there. Luis Brown, such a great masterclass. Thank you. Excellent work. Summit of Greatness, says Robert. Thanks for getting your ticket, Robert. Adrian Hardy said, so grateful I manifested upon you today. Really needed this. I'm so glad that you got here, Adrian. Hopefully this was helpful. Summit of Greatness, says Danny Bloomfield, from Australia to Los Angeles. I love it. People coming from all over the world, flying in from Australia to come to the Summit of Greatness. Very excited about you for being there. Again, get your tickets, summitofgreatness.com or lewishowes.com/2024. If you're in any country, you are welcome to come. People flying from all over the world. There are different prices based on the tickets, but there are some, we're at a 20% discount right now for the next couple of days. And I believe some are under, $199. I believe some are under that right now with the discount. Okay, watching from the Philippines. Thank you for all the shares. Yes, Summit of Greatness. You bought the ticket. Isabel Bernier. Thank you so much, Isabel. Summit of Greatness, says Trisha Johnson. Excited that you will be there. Okay. So helpful. Thank you. You bought the book as well, Diane. Thank you. Again, if you want to go to the Summit of Greatness, type in I want to go also in the chat. I want to go. If you bought your ticket, type in Summit of Greatness. If you want to go, type in I want to go. And again, we can also email you all the information to get you signed up. Again, tickets are selling fast, so the best seats will be selling out. Already the front section right up to the stage is sold out, but there are more tickets behind that. If you click on the open seating, you'll see you just select 1, 2, or 10 tickets in a row, and you can bring your friends and family to have this immersive experience as well. Bradley Wills, Summit of Greatness. Flying from Australia, I'm here in the USA. How in the world I won't attend? Yes, you got to come if you're in America. Amazing masterclass. So excited. Thank you, Lewis, for everything. And I really mean everything. Straight from Portugal. Good to see you. Okay. Hoping for a deposit today so I can purchase mine, said Jenny. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Summit of Greatness, says Isa. Thank you for getting the ticket. Okay. Tanya said, thank you for inspiring, taking decisions to help after this live. Great. 2, Summit of Greatness. Love it. Summit of Greatness, says Jonathan. Okay. Is it for one day? It's a 2-day live experience, 2 days in person with some of the biggest speakers, thought leaders, performers in the world. And the attendees, thousands of attendees that you can learn from, connect with as well. Okay. Let me see. Summit of Greatness. A lot of people. I'm just trying to go through these comments. There's so many comments in here. New Orleans. Eric from New Orleans. Hopefully you can make it. Will you ever come to Montreal? Maybe, but this is happening now. So make sure you get there if you're in Montreal as well. I want to come volunteer from Canada. Feel free to email support. I think we might already be full on volunteers. Okay. I want to go. A lot of people say they want to go. Regina, Love, Summit of Greatness. A lot of people say they want to go. So our team will message you directly also with a link to Summit of Greatness. Make sure you guys message each individual that says they want to go so we can get people set up with the link so they can get their tickets. My purchase won't process in the last step, said Helena. So we're going to make sure we follow up with you to support you in getting that figured out. If you also want to email support at schoolofgreatness.com, we'll get you all set up with that. I want to go. A lot of people want to go. I want you guys all to be there. Okay. So many questions coming in, so many people chatting. Why does it say single tickets are not allowed? You should be able to get single tickets as well, but we're going to look into that. So again, if you're having any trouble getting 1, 2, or 10 tickets, there might also be a lot of people submitting right now. So there's thousands of people on here. There might be a lot of people on the checkout page right now. So just maybe you've clicked on one and the other one's already being selected. So try to refresh the page, select the 2 seats that you want or select 4 seats you want together, and then check out quickly so you secure those tickets. I want to make sure you get the seats that you want. The front section has already sold out. The next section, there's seats open, but I want you to get those tickets ASAP. So there's thousands of people on here, and I'm assuming a lot of people are on the checkout page right now at lewishowes.com/2024. So when you click to go there, it'll click to open a map of the open seating. And when you go there, you get to select what you want. Again, right here, it'll open a map that kind of looks like this, and you're going to select on all these different seats that you want. So you can block part of the section. Again, a lot of the front is already sold out. There are some seats for only, I think, $199, which for 2 days of an immersive experience with some of the biggest speakers in the world, with Dr. Joe Dispenza, David Goggins, and other top speakers that we haven't announced yet. I think Dr. Joe's events cost a couple $1,000s. You could get a seat here for a couple $100. So this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see 2 speakers that you'll probably never see together again. I don't think they've ever spoken in the same place before. So make sure you guys check that out. You'll go to a map, click on your seats, get a couple of them. There's 20% off right now as well. So I want you to get incentivized to get that urgently so you could get it. And the QR code is right here. But if you just go to lewishowes.com/2024, that will automatically lock you in with the 20% off. So whether you go to the site right now or you go to this QR code, you are set up for 20% off either way. So you're not going to miss that. Seeing Kat saying, trying to make it work, Kat. Hopefully you can make it work, Kat. I know your last day of work is Thursday. So if you, it's on a Friday and a Saturday. So if you can get off on a half day, take the flight, take the trip, get here Thursday night, you'll have all day Friday, all day Saturday. It's going to be an amazing experience. You do not want to miss this. Marty just said Summit of Greatness. Got your tickets. I love it. Very excited. We got people from Sweden. Lots of people saying they want to go right now. Seat purchase, said Marty. Marty, I love it. I love it. Let's see who else. It says single tickets are not allowed, says Barry. Single tickets should be allowed. But again, try to refresh the page and hopefully we'll get you all set up for that. Okay. Let me see. How do I do this on my phone? It's not working, said Helena. Hopefully we get you set up. This is a good one. Will Martha be there? Yes, Martha will be there. My fiance will be there. I love this comment. Too many aha moments to count. Thank you, Lewis. Truly life changing. So I'm just sharing some of the comments I'm seeing from you all. Your podcast changed my life. I feel like a new person. So grateful for you and your team. Thank you so much. From South Africa. Any chance of meeting your guest personally at the event? Right now, there will be some tickets that will be upgraded to VIP. Once you get your tickets here, we'll announce that on how you can do a meet and greet with some of the guests. We'll let you know. Seeing great people in here. Monica saying, I've enjoyed your podcast. If you guys are a fan of the School of Greatness, make sure you go. Again, right now, it's pretty cool to watch. Right now, if you go to Apple Podcasts, if you click on top shows on Apple Podcasts, well, we just jumped up. Right now, we are number 8 in the world right now on Apple Podcasts. So if you guys go to your Apple Podcast right now, actually, and you click on the School of Greatness right here, you click on School of Greatness. We're number 8 in the world globally. Click on it. And then at the top, you'll see a little follow button. Click on that follow button, and it will support us. If you go click on the top of this follow button on School of Greatness right now on the Apple Podcast app, we're number 8 in the world right now. If you go and follow it right now, if you found value in this, if you got support from this, go click on the School of Greatness right here. And then on the top right, you'll see a little follow button. Just click on follow. And if you enjoyed this, you can even leave a review over on Apple Podcasts as well. That will really help us get the message out to more people. Again, this has been a completely free training that we gave to you guys today. We had over 25,000 people register for this, and thousands come on here live. Maybe we can put a link in the comments as well for people to go directly to. I don't know if we have the Linkfire link my team can put in. We'll take you directly to the School of Greatness on Apple Podcast. If you guys go here, it would do me a big favor, do our team a big favor, it'd be a big thank you and a support for us. Make sure to check it out. Click on the follow button just on the top right when you go here. And then also just leave a review. You can scroll down and leave a review and share about your experience, whether it be this episode, which will be on the School of Greatness as well, or any episode you've ever listened to or watched. So whether you watch live on YouTube or you listen, please go to Apple Podcast on your phone right now and just click the follow button. It's just going to notify you when we have new episodes. You can listen to them if it seems interesting or not, but it'll support us in the rankings on Apple Podcasts. It'll help us get the message out there. So if you care about our mission, which is to serve 100 million lives, to help people overcome challenges and struggles and anxieties and uncertainties, and you have a similar mission and you want to help others, then click this follow button right here and just, share it with a friend even if you want to. But this is all free content. We do this because we care. We want to help people. We want to make a difference in the world. And if you care about making a difference as well, it would mean a lot to us. If you go to Apple, you just click on the School of Greatness, and then you click follow. So right now, again, number 8 in the world on Apple. Click on it. It'll take you to our main page, and then just click top right. It'll say follow, and then you can leave a review. Appreciate you all for your support and for being a part of this. Means a lot. Means a lot. And again, I hope that this masterclass on the 5 keys to unlocking abundance in your life has been helpful. There's still thousands of you on here live. So I appreciate each one of you being here. And we put the link in there. I think this is the link right here. You can check out the School of Greatness and follow the show. That link, check it out, or just go right on your phone on Apple. And let me see what else we have here. Other than that, there's a lot of comments coming in here. Again, if you are planning to go to Summit of Greatness, type in Summit of Greatness right now in the chat. If I missed it, I want to give you a shout out. I want to make sure I acknowledge you for getting your tickets, for coming. If you're bringing a friend or multiple friends, let me know. That's going to be awesome. I'm excited for you. Every year, something magical happens. Something synchronistic happens. something that you won't see ever again happens. It happens on stage, hint, hint. It happens in the audience, and it happens behind the scenes. There's so many moments of opportunities to create more in your life at the Summit of Greatness. So I want to make sure you've got everything you need to be supported. Robert said, I thought I bought one ticket, but I bought two. I love it. Love it, Robert. How can I gift the other ticket? I would say think about someone in your life that you can gift it to. Who is someone in your life that you want to bring? Think about that. Do you have relatives, friends, family members, colleagues, coworkers, someone in your life that you can mentor? Think about that. And I'm grateful that you got 2 tickets. So thank you. Regina said, this was awesome. Thank you again, Regina, over on YouTube for your comment and your support. If someone needs an extra ticket, feel free to leave a comment. Maybe you can donate an extra ticket to someone in here. Someone of greatness says, Adrian Hardy, planning and manifesting. Love it. So a lot of people, and again, if you want to gift one to someone else in here, if you want to buy a seat or a couple of seats and give them to someone in need in here, feel free to do that as well. That could be your contribution to being of service to someone else. If you've got the means and they're unable to support themselves right now. Here we go. I've been to every Summit of Greatness. There's a reason why people keep coming back. Bradley Will. Here we go. I love this. JJ, I want to see you and your friend there. Talking to a friend now for us to go together. JJ, you look like the person who would have a lot of fun here. Your energy, you got full energy. You're going to be excited. You're going to be inspired. So JJ, I hope you and your friend can make it. Okay. There we go. I love it. I will manifest being there. I receive, said JJ. I love that. Yes, receive it. Very cool. Again, there's still thousands of you here, which means that you probably want more content. But what I want to do right now is ask you one more time, if you enjoyed this, if you could do me the favor. This would really support me. This would support our mission. If you go to Apple Podcasts on your phone right now, just go to Apple Podcasts. You'll see that the School of Greatness right now is number 8 in the world globally in the rankings, which is, I think, the highest we've ever been. So I appreciate you guys for your support. Click on School of Greatness, and then just in the top right, you'll see a little button that says follow. Click on that button. It'll just really help us be higher in the rankings, which will help us get the message out to more people. It's completely free. It's not asking for anything else. It's free content. If you've been a listener, you're probably already doing that already. But if you haven't followed it, just click the follow right now. It'll really support us today and try to reach out to more people. We've got incredible content, 3 days a week. That's all about improving the quality of your life. So please do that right now. Also, get your tickets to Summit of Greatness. If you haven't got the Greatness Mindset yet, this is our latest New York Times bestseller. You can check it out. It's on Audible. It's on Spotify. If you want to listen to it on audio on Spotify, if you use the Spotify app, you can buy it on Amazon. I think it's $15. If you're looking for more great tools from some of the practices we talked about today, the Greatness Mindset gives you kind of more depth in the roadmap that we talked about, all the exercises, all the processes, the stories. This would be a great guidebook for yourself. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unclear, if you're looking for ways to transform in your life, this will support you. You can go on Amazon. We'll link it up as well in the chat for you to get access to this. So you make sure you get a copy today. Check it out there. Audible, Spotify, Amazon, all those places. And again, if you did follow the School of Greatness on Apple, just type in me right now so I know that you followed it. I just want to appreciate you guys for following the School of Greatness. It'll look like this on Apple Podcasts on the top right. You just click the little follow button. It'll really support us. And if you leave us a review and let me know what you thought about this episode in that review, I'll be able to read that. My team will read that because they did a lot of hard work putting this content together. I'm seeing me. Thank you guys so much. Shannon said you emailed our team. Hope to see you in September. Seeing all these people saying me. Thank you so much. Joy, thank you so much. Tricia for following. And hopefully you guys can leave a review as well. Seeing a lot of people saying thank you so much. Efrain, thank you. Appreciate you guys. I don't have it on Apple, but I do have Spotify. I'll follow on Spotify. That's great. Thank you guys so much. So again, click follow over on Apple or Spotify. Again, this would be live on YouTube afterwards. So if you want to rewatch this, come back to YouTube and make sure to follow us there, subscribe, leave a comment below as well. Your big takeaway. I'm so grateful for you guys all today. There's thousands of you still on. You can feel free to message me or a DM me over on Instagram. You can take a screenshot again. Let me throw this back up for you guys. You have this. David Goggins, Dr. Joe Dispenza. We've got Muniba Mazzari coming, and some other incredible top speakers from around the world coming. People flying in from Australia, from Europe, from South America, from Canada. People coming from all over the world for this experience. I'm excited. I hope you are excited. If you have any questions, you can email our support. You can email us at support and we will get back to you as soon as we can. It might take, a few hours because we've got a lot of people checking out right now. But go to this event page. When you go to the event page, it'll open up and you'll be able to see, you'll see a screen of seats. You select your own seat, get multiple seats for yourself, bring friends. And if for whatever reason you're unable to select more than one right now, just refresh the page because we've got thousands of people here. So I'm assuming a lot of people are over on that page trying to get checked out right now. So you may need to refresh it, but select your seats quickly and lock them in because, again, the front section is sold out and the back sections are starting to sell out as well. So please email support right now, support@summitofgreatness.com, or support@schoolofgreatness.com for us to get you set up. If for whatever reason you're unable to check out, we want to make sure we service you as quickly as possible. And thank you again. Beautiful experience. If you want me to do more of these lives over on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere online, if you want more of this type of content for me, type yes in the chat right now. Just leave a yes in the chat wherever you are. If you want us to go live more and to make kind of live podcast into a masterclass. This was one topic that we feel like people resonated with. And so if you want me to go live and if you want our team to break down the top content that we've had over the last 11 and a half years into specific topics, categories, practices, just like this one around the 5 practices of abundance, then leave a yes if you enjoyed this format, this live interaction. And we will see about doing more of this. But either way, summitofgreatness.com, be there. This is your moment. If you like immersion, if you know there's something that's blocking you and you feel like you've just got to mix things up in your life, let this be the experience. Let our team create the fertile environment for you to create abundance in your life. You're still going to need to show up. You still need to invest in yourself. You still need to take action. You still need to allow for magic. You still need to follow the 5 key practices. And you can start doing that right now. You buy your ticket, you start practicing these 5 things right now, leading up to the event. And then at the event, it will unlock even more abundance. I want to see you here. I want to see you here in less than a month and a half, guys. It's coming September 13th and 14th. We are about to create some magic together. Again, you got to learn to trust and surrender to the outcome. Don't be the fly that hits the window over and over again and tries the same thing and doesn't get better results and slowly dies and slowly loses the magic and has more negative emotions. Be the fly that turns around and goes through the open door to freedom. That's what I want for you. That's what you deserve. And I want to see you right here at summitofgreatness.com. I want to create more experiences like this for you, whether it be live online, through our podcast for free, in our book, and at our live experience. We only do one live event a year, one big live event a year. You get to be there this year. You deserve to be there. I'm excited to see you and feel the energy, and we're excited to create the fertile experience for you to unlock abundance in your life. Thank you all so much for your support. We've got thousands of you on still live, but we are going to complete this masterclass right now. Hopefully the last 2 hours have been abundant for you and supported you in your journey today. And hopefully, whether you come to Summit or not, we hope you take this wisdom and these practices into your life daily. We hope you listen to the podcast on a consistent basis. That will create more inspiration, tools, science-backed knowledge to support you every day in overcoming your challenge. If you can't make it this year, it's okay. We still have that free content on there for you on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So check that out, or here on YouTube. So check that out. Grateful for you all. I love and appreciate you all. I hope you have an amazing day, and I cannot wait to see you all at summitofgreatness.com. Get your tickets, invest in yourself and a friend, and I will see you there.